Let's get together to co-create a breakthrough for freedom of energy, sustenance, healing, and regeneration of the human vessel. Welcome to FESIG, the free energy special interest group where science meets spirituality in the quest for truth and knowledge to free humanity and transform this planet into a paradise. Hi everyone. Hi, this is Crystal. Hi, welcome back to the second session of the 96th FESIG meeting. Today is the 5th of January. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. If you just so happen to be watching this second video only, you would have missed the first one that the CEO and founder of Root, Clayton Thomas, speaking about the Michelle calls it the Holy Grail for humanity's healing. The amazing Root brand is going to heal all. So that is really amazing. And do go into our channel to check out the video once it's published. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna share screen now very quickly just to show you the agenda. Right. So FESIG is a free energy special interest group. It is a platform where science meets spirituality. And I have here with me Fraz Frazzle, Pontus Hassbjer, James Rink to co-chair with me. And we are all in the second FESIG second R&D team as well, because now this meeting is about the team, right? So we have the agenda here coming up. Hang on a minute, let me just scroll down to the agenda. Yes, so I've just said that the CEO and founder of Root brand, Clayton Thomas, has presented his wife's invention of the Root brand products, which is really fantastic for healing humanity. Dr. Christina Rem was a graduate of Howard and Cornell, yeah, and she is an all-round scientist where she has a spirituality streak as well, and has an intuitiveness that had helped her come up with a fantastic product. So physics, I wonder whether you can see the share screen all right, Pontus?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So the second team, we have at FESIG a second R&D team that has been set up to research and develop more of the kinetic energy, the mechanical side of the free energy technology devices. Yeah. So in the second session now, we'll be introducing the members, and we'll be opening up invitation to join our kinetic energy research team, the mechanical engineering group, to explore magnetic generating systems. Okay, so having done that, this is just a quick session, a short video. Do pen down in your diary the 97th FESIG meeting on the 2nd of February. Okay, so you don't miss anything. Right, so that's it really. Okay, now I'm going to have to. Right, I would like to say that we have been successfully putting together a first team by Pontus, the first R&D team by Pontus about 3 years ago. Pontus put together the team to develop devices. Like we started off with Thomas Buoy's motor generator, and then we have other inventors coming in as well. And we have one inventor that is, I'm afraid we will have to keep it secret, because until we have developed it to an extent where it's completed and successful and very safe, then we can do the open sourcing. But first of all, we have to put the facilitation together so that the inventors doesn't feel shortchanged or anything like that, you know. I mean, yeah, people do need to have some paybacks, okay? Right. So I just wanted to say, I mean, I just wanted to say we have reached the point. So that was like 3 years ago we have started, and then like 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, during the lockdown, we have made huge big strides in the technology. But then we have reached a point in our development that need to explore kinetic energy. We are opening a mechanical engineering group to explore magnetic generating systems. And I put this out in our newsletters, in our website for some time now, but we decided to do a video now so everyone can see it. So anybody interested in magnetic generating systems, come and join us. It will be fun, folks. So we are looking for resourceful people who have the experience and the qualifications and the interest in making their own devices and moving forward. And why make it alone? Why don't we make it together in a group like this, in a group share platform like this, which is more exciting, which is more, more fun, right? If we can share ideas and techniques and developments and knowledge together, we can make huge big strides together very fast, very quickly. So I just want to tell you folks, those who are interested, you can write to me, crystal@truevisionofpeace.com, or write to Pontus. Pontus, can you say your email address now, visualizer?
Visualizer no. I will put it in the chat instead.
Yeah, Pontus is our head of R&D. Of course, he started the FESIG R&D, and Dr. Fraz Frazzle is the chair of our R&D, and he is the best teacher you can ever come across. He will teach you anything you need to learn on developing the technologies, either way, whether it's kinetic energy or the other one that well, I'm not allowed to say. Okay, so every Monday we have the first team meeting, and then every Thursday we have the second team meeting, and the Thursday's meeting will be with the FESIG code as well. Okay, so I will have to leave it to Pontus to invite you once you write in. Okay, write in to us, and then we will invite you officially to join us, right? So for the time being, I would like to introduce one by one. Pontus, would you say a few words about yourself, please, bro?
Yes, I have been studying free energy devices for a long time, and I felt that it was time to gather people and do it together instead of everybody sitting on our own. And that's succeeded. So we are doing this today.
Wonderful. Pontus, before I go on to Fraz, right, I just want to share screen so you can see Pontus and Fraz, who are permanently on the website, the physics website. But bro, can you share the site, please? Because I can't share. Yeah, our physics website. Yeah, so you can then see that we have been doing this for quite a while. Yeah, and we have successfully pulled out certain stuff that will be quite a very wonderful, great surprise for you in time to come, in due time, once we sorted out all the bugs and everything and making it so safe and so good, then only we come out with that, right, Fraz? I will have to leave it to Fraz to say about it, and Pontus, yeah, for the time being. You have to click on physics. Yep. Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Crystal. Basically, the first R&D group we put together that Pontus assembled basically dealt with the electronics, and we ran into basically solid state.
Stop there, Pontus. Sorry, Fraz. Yeah, I just wanted people to see you, both the two of you. Yeah.
Yeah, my usual pose. Yes, that's yeah. You can pick me out in the crowd. Anyways, we ran into a problem with the solid state circuitry boards burning up components. It's not that the system doesn't work; it works too well, and the equipment doesn't handle the voltage and amperage. So basically, we got to a point where we're now testing some of the preliminary devices that came out of that group. And it's a slow process. Anybody that's done research work or done testing and lab work, it's just extraordinarily slow and mundane. The first part's fun. The second part of testing is it's like, can we get over this? No, we have to find out what exactly these things do. What we realized, Pontus and I, when we talked it over, is the hands-on kinetic energy. And there's some very good models in the free energy circles that are promising. And they don't break any of the rules of physics, either in electronics or electricity, mechanically and not like that. It's just a matter of putting them together in a way that people can get their hands onto it. And we've got some people that are amazing in the 3D renderings and 3D printing and that kind of stuff. And they've jumped in and given us working models into the next second group. And we need a kinetic machine because it's one thing to have a device, it's a black box and it does stuff and it's like, oh, this is wonderful, but it's nice to have the kinetic energy machines that people can do a kit with and actually produce electricity from it. So do you want to turn it back to Pontus? You want to introduce the rest of the second team? So you've got some pretty fantastic people.
Yes, please, Pontus. Before Pontus does that, I think I need to introduce myself, and James has to introduce himself as well. Pontus, you can stop sharing screen now. Thank you. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm Crystal Gore, and I founded FESIG way back in 2016, and on the very first day itself, Fraz Frazzle jumped in, and so did James Rink. And since day one, we've been together until now. We're still together. And then Pontus jumped in shortly after as well. And thanks for your good vision. Another visionary here, Pontus, to have the idea of starting R&D teams here in FESIG. Now we have 2 teams. Okay, so we are inviting all of you to join the second team, because the second team we are using already open sourced blueprints like the Adams motor generator blueprint, and we have started to build it. So we are looking for more team members to come in with experience and background, so we can well, you know, be a lot more efficient and faster in making it work very well. Okay, so what I'm saying here is right, so we actually are looking for new people to join us, okay, because it looks like it's not many people has a workshop or the equipment or the material and all that, so we're reaching out to you. Okay, so I actually am going to pass the microphone over to James, because James has been with us here right from day one. James, would you introduce yourself? You're in the founding members team with me and Fraz and Pontus. Yeah.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Hi, yeah, so I'm James Rink, and yeah, I've been with FESIG from the very beginning. I work with people who are involved in the secret space program on my YouTube channel, Super Soldier Talk, and my goal is to help get advanced technology out to the public that will make all of our lives easier. Certainly free energy is certainly one part of the equation, but other amazing technologies as well. Integrative, maybe even time travel tech, time dilation. Some of those techs, I mean, we're not even necessarily talking about physically time travel, but what if we could take a bunch of plants in a hydroponic greenhouse and put them in a time dilation bubble? We could solve the world's hunger problem really quickly. So there's a lot of different advanced technologies. We could even say drop the physical weight of a vehicle, and next thing you know, that vehicle weighs 1% of what it used to weigh, and doesn't even need a lot of energy. But yeah, so my website is supersoldiertalk.com, and go check that out. And thank you, Crystal, for
thank you.
all that you've done here today. And
thank you so much, James. James said help me. James has helped me in the early days as well to put together some videos, and that's how we got started. Thank you, James. And also, I would like to say that this is a platform where science meets spirituality. Okay, so we have speakers from both sides, from the science and technology side, as well as from the spirituality side, because we believe that without the spirituality, the science can't work. Right, Fraz?
Quantum physics starts to fall in here. Yeah, the intention of the observer ends up inside the experiment. And the more work that Pontus and I have been doing, the more apparent that is starting to show up. You know, this,
I know. And it's so
entanglement
interesting. It's so interesting attending your lessons, Fraz. I mean, you really infused both areas into the platform. You infuse the spirituality into the science, and we are always very excited learning from you, Fraz. Yeah.
Maybe we can start with John. Can you unmute, John, and say something about you?
Yes, yeah, I've been involved with, well, my background's mechanical engineering. Been a design engineer for a truck company where I learned about doing the equations on like natural frequency to find the best designs and stiffness in parts, and then realized that everything was being held together by the ether effectively, so we could break down structures through frequency. And then when was it, in 2015, got involved with the Keshe Foundation, worked for the Keshe Foundation for a while, doing research on the magnetic gravitational technology, and basically, yeah, been down the rabbit hole big time, found out many factors of everything going on, and being involved in the spirituality, had a spiritual awakening. That's been, yeah, a big journey of discovery, and I've downloaded my own sort of knowledge on geometry, which are classes multi-dimensional or multi-density Merkaba, which I've done a presentation on, and looking outside of the, well, and thinking outside of the dodecahedron, effectively. We're working at yeah, higher self level, and connecting through meditation, and yeah, connecting with nature to embed all the knowledge that I can gain. And I've been involved with this group now for a good few months, and we're looking for the development of the kinetic motor, the pulse Adams generator. So it's looking very promising, very promising. So yeah, that's part of my background. So there you go. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, John. Axel, can you say something about yourself?
Yeah, hello. My name is Axel. Yeah, I'm not been so active yet in this group. I have some engineering background, but I'm more interested into the spiritual part, and I'm working with the organization. It's called Sun Yoga. I do Sun Yoga, and that's what I'm focused now. We're creating a conference, so we have a good cooperation with Crystal and the FESIG group. So we have some people coming there, and I'm interested seeing what's going on.
Sorry to interrupt, Excel. We're only seeing your hair, not your face.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Excel is the head of the Sun Yoga movement. Now that the Sun Yogi is in a mountain somewhere in what do you call that? Retreat.
Himalaya,
yeah. In the Himalayas, yeah, on a retreat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
carry on.
that's what I'm working with. The online content, books, and Sun Yoga courses, getting people to learn meditation, looking towards the sun with open eyes and receive the energy. And it's a very interesting technology in itself. So I want to understand it deeper, and that's why I want to understand it on like the more.
Yeah, if you want to join the second FESIG R&D team, you have to contact Excel as well, because Pontus will get you to contact Excel so that he can put you in the mega chat, okay, in the mega group. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Excel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, what else you gonna say? Sorry, I stopped you. Sorry.
No, I think it was quite fine, but yeah, the thing I do, we do the meditation with we receive energy through the eyes. That's and yeah, as in the group, I take care of this mega account. So we share files and adding people to the group, new people.
Thank you, Excel, for your contribution to the second R&D team of FESIG. Thank you, Excel.
Thank you.
Back to you, Pontus.
Yes, Henrik, can you say something about yourself?
Yes, hello, I'm Henrik. I live close to Pontus in Helsingborg in Sweden, and I collaborate with him and doing all the fun stuff on the ground, all the practical. My background is in industrial design. I don't work with that anymore. I do more carpentry and things like that, more practical things. Yeah, and it has been a fun time to be involved in FESIG. Thank you.
Thank you, Henrik.
Okay, and then we have Alex. Can you say something about you?
Hello, I'm Alex, and I like this group because I want to study electromagnetism beyond our material world. That's the my main objective.
Oh, Alex has a good background as well. Alex, would you tell us a little bit about your background, please?
Yes, I'm a mechanical engineer, and I have been working in the airplane industry and then in solar energy installations.
Thank you, Alex.
And we have Adam.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, Adam.
Hello, everyone. Honored to be here with you all. Love your research. Done a lot of research on your website, and just excited overall to be here and share my talents. I've been a machinist for over 20 years. I own and operate a small machine tool and industrial equipment repair business in the northeastern United States. I live in Maine, and I enjoy nature and the spirituality aspect. And it's just beautiful to see everything that's been compartmentalized over the years finally being reconnected. So honored to be a part of that. I travel a lot. I talk to a lot of people. I have a lot of resources in manufacturing, and I know the manufacturing processes very well. I personally have a facility with CNC milling, turning, 3D printing, precision grinding, welding, and that supports my current business, but serving the industrial military complex is not my dream, but it certainly has been my reality for most of my career. So I work with high and low voltage electricity, DC, AC, motion controllers, PLCs, robotics, and other industrial automation. And it all, like I said, has always been my dream to be a part of a group like this. So thank you all for welcoming me to FESIG, and anything I can do to help the team, always feel free to reach out. And I look forward to getting on the Mega tomorrow and starting to look at the strides that you've all made.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you. God bless.
God bless. Ulla, do you want to say something about yourself also?
I think that's it, because
Okay. Yeah.
we have we have a few other members, of course. They just not available tonight. They are doing their chores, like Billy's doing his chore, and a few others, right? Like Graham as well, yeah, and a few others, yeah.
And
they're all very well qualified, very experienced, and they are brilliant with what they do. So we urge you to think about it. If you have the background and the qualification and the experience and the interest, most importantly, do write to me, crystal@truevisionofpeace.com, and Pontus, okay, and join us, because it's a lot more fun working together than to do it by yourself in your garage. Pontus is going to share with you what we're doing on the second team.
yes,
It's public.
We are looking at Robert Adams' motor generator, and
Before you carry on, Pontus, sorry, I just want to speak a little bit about the history of how we got into doing this, okay?
yeah,
And how we were like so engrossed with the first team that we didn't think of doing a second team, which can go public, until Thomas Hartmuth wrote to me and say, hey, would you get a team to build the Cryon of magnetic service? Lee Carroll's Cryon had actually channeled through a blueprint of a device, and he says, would you guys want to look at this device and build it? So out of that necessity, we set up a second team. And then we had a discussion with Fraz and a few others, the senior members of the first team. And we say, oh yeah, we need to explore the kinetic energy and the magnetic generator kind of branch in free energy technology development. So why not? So let's start it. And then we remembered that Patrick Kelly, the late Patrick Kelly of the ebook fame, had actually been urging us to build the Robert Adams motor generator years ago when he was alive and active at FESIG. But we didn't take it up because we were like distracted with other things. So now we thought, okay, so the team put it to a vote. Shall we build the Cryon motor generator or the Robert Adams motor generator? And then majority votes went to Adams motor generator. So here we are. Okay, thank you, Pontus, for letting me speak about the history of how we got started on this Adams motor generator. Back to you, Pontus.
Yeah, so we are exploring this, and that is our goal for this group, for the first step, at least. There can be others also, of course. So that's what I'm saying about that. So feel welcome to join if you have the knowledge and the go for it. Okay.
A lot of the
Fraz.
work, sure,
Yeah, you want to say something about this group?
sure. A lot of the stuff that we're working in the solid state generator portion of the FESIG stuff, the explanation how it works is mirrored in this particular design of the kinetic motor. And so it allows people to have a chance to see physically, you know, something that they can put their hands on rather than just a black box. And so this will help later on as a teaching aid. It'll interface with some of the other devices that we're working on right now. And after listening to everybody that's here today, I'm a slacker. I'm not that great. You guys have got all the skills and years of experience in machining. I'm just a theorist. So I'm humbled by your presence, and I'm really glad that you're here. Go ahead, Pontus, back to you.
Yeah, I think that's all for that. Unless you have something more, Crystal.
I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, every member of the team thus far. You have brought such amazing contributions to FESIG, and we are really very, very grateful. Well, we got a lot of love and gratitude in our hearts. When we get together, we are just like family. And we got so used to meeting up each other like a couple of times a week that we literally, it looks like, it feels like we are living together as a family, aren't we, Pontus?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really enjoyable building things together. So I just want you to know that. Why build it alone by yourself in your own home, in your garage? Why don't you join us? We will be so successful in leaps and bounds. And as you know, the energy cost has risen in the UK like 3-fold. And people are going to have to choose whether to eat or to be warm because it's really cold, right? And so it is out of necessity that we have to build something fast, and we have to build something that works and that is economical as well, so everyone can afford to build it. So come and join us, everyone who has the interest and the skills and the knowledge and the experience. Together we can make a difference. All right, thank you so much. All right, Fraz, anything else?
No, I'm fine. Thanks again, Crystal and Pontus. This is a neat new project, and it's a lot of fun, and we've got people that are great problem solvers. And the point that I want to bring up, I think, in closing is it's in the details. When we get down to the brass the brass tacks of this, it's the little things that make the difference between success and failure on these devices. And as we dove deeper into the specifics, we start to learn about what Tesla has showed us in the different drawings. He shows us a piece in one spot, another piece in another. It's hard to put them all together. But when we start going through bit by bit, something like which direction that the wire is twisted all of a sudden becomes important. And it's like, well, it's a twisted piece of wire. This isn't, rocket science. Well, it's in that detail. Sometimes we find the differences between a device that works and it doesn't work. And when you slam stuff together in our backyard shops, sometimes we miss those details. And having these people that you're seeing today, each one overseeing what the other guy's doing, saying, well, did you look at such and such? And they went, it's in the details. It's thousandths of an inch, or it's a hundredth of an inch. It's 2 millimeters, or it's, did you put it in the circuitry in the right spot? And our solid state people who are doing circuitry boards will tell you, if you point here on the circuit, you're going to get voltage at one level, but you move over 2 millimeters and you take off the same spot, it's different. And you go, what? It's different. It's in the details. So thank you all for attending today. Pontus, back to you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you all. And
Pontus, I've got something else to add. I think you
Yeah.
forgot to introduce Boris Dragon. Yeah, but he's in the first team, right?
yeah, it's not the second team.
It's not a second team. So, okay, folks, I just wanted to say this and make it clear for everyone. Okay, the second team is set up, okay, to explore kinetic energy. That's fine. We also want you to know that if you have been working on developing a free energy device that you think the world shouldn't know yet because it's not perfected yet, and that you want to be perfected first before you can get us to help you open source it so it's safe for you to come out, you can talk to Pontus and me, okay? Right, and we will help you out. So we respect your secrecy because we understand the safety issues. We understand how it can be dangerous, all right? So I shall say no more, both ways. You know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, okay? But the second team is fine because we are developing and experimenting and progressing on things that had already been open source. Am I correct, Pontus?
Yeah.
Fraz? Am I saying it right?
You said exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. So open source, yeah. So everybody knows about it. Everybody can reach out and grab the blueprint from the internet. So it's safe, folks. You can join us without thinking too much.
Oh, we're gonna make you think. We're gonna make you think.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna
Well,
tap
we're
into
gonna
those
make it
brain
work.
cells. Yes, because
We're gonna make it work together.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah. And we're gonna make it so safe that everyone wouldn't be afraid to touch it. Hey, Fraz,
You bet.
you're very
That's it.
good for that.
Yeah,
You're very
I'm.
good with that.
I deal with safety, and some of the other devices we've looked at, they get dangerous really fast, both
Yeah.
physically and in other ways. So this one is probably the safest device that all of us have looked at over the past 5 years. It is it's highly recommended by Patrick Kelly as his best. So of my book, of his book, this is the one he liked the best. And we've gone over it as a review team and said, there's not much to this. And this is almost into the hobbyist, but it may end up later on having to be something like a kit. But we've got machinists and engineers and stuff on here that once it's figured out the details, yeah, it may be something that we can put together for folks as a kit, or they can download it and run it through their own lathes and CNG machines and such, and produce them in country. So this is what we're looking for, and it's for you guys. It's for for the people of the world.
Yeah, we're not showing everything here, you know, like a striptease here.
No.
So we urge you to join us to see it, because one of the senior members of the first team actually joined the second team and had already created a model, and he's done it so well, so beautifully, you know, but we're not going to show you in this video. What I'm saying is we are serious in making things work. Okay, so do join us. Thank you. Pontus, back to you.
Okay, thank you all. See you in the second team. Okay.
Yes, namaste. And pen in a diary, the next meeting, the 97th FESIG meetings on the 2nd of February. Thank you.